When the draft process was going on, I made it very clear that I did not think that Bryce Young was capable of being the number one quarterback take, and I just thought that like he was a bit too small. I was really worried about injuries. Like we have seen Kyler Murray do it before, but even Kyler Murray was like a thicker build guy. Um, still got those injuries though, and he was like the quickest guy on the field. Bryce Young, he's got mobility to him, like I thought, but he's nowhere near as quick as Kyler Murray. Like he can get out of the pocket and stuff, but that's not why they drafted him. And you look at his size, and the stature. He looks small out there. He looks like the smallest player on the field out there. You can probably barely see over the offensive line out there. Frank Wright is already fired. Already. This is a guy that was on the Colts for a while. Like they tried to make it work for a while with him. He had pretty decent offenses. And I mean, yeah, you could point to the GM failing to put talent around a guy like Bryce Young. You could point to that pretty easily, but at the same time, it's looking like they whiffed. I said earlier, he would be my third quarterback off the board. I had Richardson above him and I had Stroud above him. And I had them above them because I was worried about the injuries. I was worried about his height. I didn't think he'd be this bad. His numbers are terrible. Look at CJ Stroud's numbers and look at Bryce Young's numbers. It's not even close, guys. And I know CJ Stroud is having an historic, he's going to win Rookie of the Year. Could be in the MVP race. Probably going to break the rookie passing record. I get it. It's like unworldly. But look how bad the Texans were before they drafted him. Panthers have regressed. They're even worse with Bryce Young. Their coach is already gone. Something to think about. David Tepper, the owner, he went on stage. He talked today at the press conference. He said, we're still with Bryce Young. He doesn't sound confident in anything he's saying. What do you do now if you're the Panthers? Who wants that job? He only gave Frank Wright 10 games. 10 games. How do you hire a coach and give him 10 games? Makes no sense to me from any standpoint. And part of it's players got to play. I mean, his offense, it usually takes about a year to settle in the offense anyway. Like even Sean Payton, you can see like they're on a heck of a run. They've won 5 in a row. Early, they looked abysmal. It takes some coaches time, let alone Sean Payton. But Frank Wright, to fire him after like 10 games, that's ridiculous. They've wildly missed on their quarterback. That's just the way it is. I think that there was 2 other guys that they clearly should have taken before him. They chose not to do that. Now they're even worse than they were last year. It's crazy. I don't know how they could be worse. They don't have their pick. That's a huge factor. They don't have their pick. If they had their pick, they can get like Marvin Harrison Jr. and then you could probably turn it around. But you don't have your pick. So now it's like, where are you at? What do you do? You've missed. It's going to cost them money. It's going to cost them a few years. They're going to be bad for a while. Bryce Young's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. The size, like Kyler Murray, like I said, he was a thicker guy. He's got that one thing, that speed. He can beat people that nobody else has in football. But that's what he's small. He makes it work. I'm seeing more of like a Doug Flutie in Bryce Young. I mean, he's obviously more athletic, probably like 2 inches taller than Doug Flutie. But still, that's like more of what I'm seeing here. It's just not going to work. So they'll probably. The stock's not completely sold yet, but I mean, I don't think he can do it. I think that he's going to be off the Panthers by the end of next year. They're going to, we'll see. But that's what I'm seeing today. It looks like the Panthers have missed badly.